Yes, you're very welcome to an all-star edition of Lorna Porca. It's Tomás McCarthy here till 7 o'clock, and hope you're all keeping safe and well. Coming up over the next hour, Stars in Their Eyes. Waterford legend Dan Shanahan will pick his 2020 All-Star hurling team, as well as his hurler and young hurler of the year. And Waterford Rising, Sean Michael O'Regan, Michael Welch and Fergal Hartley will discuss the Waterford GAA strategic plan.
Flicks the ball away to Jamie in space. Jamie's gone in near the 20-metre line. Chance for Jamie. What can he do? Back into that goal! What a goal for Waterford!
'Cause you're a sky full of stars.
The 15-minute caught against 14 from Waterford. Waterford lead by 1. The time is ticking down. Caught brilliantly by Ken McGrath. A match-saving catch if ever I saw one. Wins a free, it's as good as a score. When you need big men, who better to call on than Ken McGrath? Superb catch by Ken. His dad did it in 82 and 83. His dad was disappointed in 82 and 83. Ken and Owen won't be today.
I don't care, go on and tear me apart.
This time to Austin Gleeson. Austin got inside the 45. He has a man inside it. Austin's going to pass. What's he going to do? Takes his shot. It's a goal! Sheer brilliance by Ozzy! What a run by Ozzy Gleeson! Created by Morris. Brick was on the outside. But when Ozzy shows his class, the Messi of hurling is Ozzy Gleeson. Ball thrown in and Michael Walsh does well from the puck out. Gets it over to John Milan. 45 metres out. Trying to make room for himself. On the run. Takes his shot. Looks a good one. It's over the bar. The opening score. The ideal start to Waterford.
'Cause you're a sky full of stars.
Owen Kelly has the ball. Ball in his stick. If Ben O'Connor can do it, so can Owen Kelly. Good flick there by Ben's brother Jerry to disrupt him. But Kelly still has the ball. He's coming in the end line. Going through, takes a shot. A goal for Waterford! Kelly has done it. If Dan can do it at one end, the cousin can do it and get a green flag. Great score by Owen Kelly.
Give you my heart. Oh. I don't care, go on and tear me apart.
To Shane Bennett, flick away by Shane down into the far corner. Devon stands side. The Ballysaggart man is going forward. He's been pushed, he's been harried. Oh, the chance for Rick, takes a shot. Oh, it's a goal! What a goal by Rick Walsh! Set up by the youngest of the team and give it to the old man himself. What a start for the Strawberry man. Full credit to Bennett. What a finish by the Brick. Back at the net. What a goal. What a start. As Paul takes the concentration onto that ball, takes the ball, loads, goal! He's done it again! He's rocked it in a mindful score, and who better to do it? Everyone thought it, the players thought it, the top goalie and the fence thought it, but Paul Flynn didn't. Rocks the back of the net, Waterford go in front, 3-12 to 117. Leaves Tony Brown all alone in the middle of the field. He rolls, lifts, as he did as a young lad in Mount Sion, and he sends it over the bar. What a score by the Browner there. And Seamus wins it. Good play by the Ardmore, and his Uncle Jay is a happy man as he gets it into Dan Shannon. Got inside the 20, takes a shot. Number 3 for Dan the man Shanahan. And is that man happy? His dad Brian and Mum Joe and his aunts and all belong to him, are a hurling family. But who would believe we'd have a goal getter like this?
So the 2020 All-Star hurling team will be revealed on Saturday evening on RTE. 10 Waterford players are in contention, who will join the list of Daisha Grace that have picked up this prestigious honour. Well, to help us find out, delighted to welcome back to the show 3-time All-Star and 2007 Hurler of the Year, Dan Shanahan. First of all, Dan, before we go through your team, can you take us back in time? How was it like to pick up your first All-Star back in 2004?
Yeah, Tomas. I suppose this isn't something you're planning on doing, Tomas, at the start of the year, winning All Stars. It's don't get me wrong, it's fantastic to get one, Tomas, and but playing well in matches, you're going to get nominated to get these awards at the end of the year. And look, it's a fantastic night out for everyone involved. As I can remember, we all stayed together in the hotel. We all had a good day after, thanks to the Waterford Supporters Club in Dublin, and we really had a great weekend. And they're the plus sides of it, Tomas. When you're after putting in a hard year, and you might have won Munster, which is brilliant. You lost in Ireland semi final, and to sit down and have a few drinks with the lads and the women on a night is fantastic. Tomas, you can leave your hair down, you can relax, enjoy the weekend, and there's no matches being played the day after, and the way the Waterford Supporters Club in Dublin supported us as well and treated us was fantastic, Tomas. They're great to win, Tomas, don't get me wrong, but you don't go out in January when you're training to win an All-Star. You go to win trophies and Munster titles and Ireland titles. But again, Tomas, I was honoured to get 3 of them, and what I really enjoyed was the meeting different people from different counties, Tomas, that you could have a chat and you wouldn't have met only on the field, So they're great nights. They're great nights, Tomas.
And you're lucky enough, Dan, to go on a couple of All-Star trips as well. Which was the best of the lot?
I thought Singapore was fantastic, Tomas. We kind of stuck to ourselves, the Waterford lads. We played the game, which is fantastic to see the Irish people and the people in different countries that follow the hurling, Tomas, and come out and support us. And these are the little perks, Tomas, that you get. That's credit to the GAA that they put these trips forward for the players to get picked and go on these All-Stars. We had a really great time in Singapore. To be honest with you, I've often said it and quoted it, been saying, I wouldn't have seen much of the world only for the GAA, and again, when I went to Singapore, we had a fantastic time. The Waterford lads had a great time. We stuck together when we went out there. We enjoyed ourselves, and as you do, we mixed with different lads from other counties. We enjoyed themselves too, and we had great crack, Tomas. So we did, which what it's about, leaving your hair down at that time of the year, and look again, Tomas, it's going on, put on your exhibition match and meeting the people that want to meet the people that play hurling in Ireland, and and plus the gear, Tomas. To be honest with you, when you get out of it, it's lovely as well,
Looking at this 2020 selection, Dan, you have 3 goalkeepers to choose from: Stephen O'Keefe, Nicky Quaid, and Eivor Quilligan of Clare. Who's your All-Star number 1?
Yeah, look, I suppose everyone's like Tomas again. I'm going to pick my own my team. But I think Stephen O'Keefe will get the nod for me, Tomas. Nicky Quaid, I suppose, is in prime position for it. But Stephen O'Keefe was outstanding all year for Waterford. He made some massive saves in massive games, Tomas. And Nicky Quaid he didn't have much to do, if you know what I'm saying to you, but all he had to do, he did it brilliantly. But I'm going for Stephen O'Keefe with the saves he made in the Ireland final, the semi-final, against Kilkenny as well. He made a very important save there. So he gets an nod for me, Tomas. I've always said it, Tomas. For me, he's the best goalkeeper in Ireland, and he's proved it over and over again. And I really do hope he gets his second All-Star, because he deserves it, Tomas. His puck-outs this year has been brilliant. He's a leader at the back there. He's like a quarterback that is shouting at the backs there. He sees everything, and I do really hope he gets it. I just think he gets the nod from me over Nicky Quaid. So he does, and I hope Stephen gets it.
In defence then, Dan, the Waterford nominees are Conor Prunty, Shane McNulty, Caleb Lyons and Ty de Burka. Who are your first 3 picks in defence?
The full back line for me, Tomas, are Sean Finn, Dan Morrissey and Daithí Burke. Sean Finn has been outstanding, Tomas. The real go-to man for Limerick to pick up the danger man in any full forward line, in opposition full forward. He's been outstanding. He's consistently been brilliant. So he has, and for me, he gets the nod at number 2. Number 3 is Dan Morrissey, who comes under a bit of pressure from Conor Prunty. Conor Prunty had a fantastic year. So he had Tomas, but I think that Morrissey, the way he reverted from wing back to full back with such a commanding figure, it was unbelievable, Tomas. I think to ask a fella that's played number 5 most of his career to go back full back and do what he did to the opposition, any full forward that came in top of him, he's outstanding. He's strong in the air, he's strong on the ball, and for me, he gets the nod there. And Daithí Burke again, he's Mr. Consistent, and for Galway, it doesn't matter who he marks, was listening to Michael O'Donoghue there. He was a analyst of one of the games. Like, he said you could put Dahi Burke on any forward you want, and he'll come out trumps. And he has been outstanding all year. Like, I think Conor Prunty is unlucky to lose out to Moss. He's probably in with a great shout. Maybe himself or Dahi Burke we might get them on the full back line there. If Dahi does come under pressure, he probably missed a game or two through injury, where Conor didn't. And let's be honest, Tomas, Conor was left isolated to one-on-one a few times inside, which he did brilliantly in a few games. But for me, that's my full back line: Sean Finn, Dan Morrissey, and Dahi Burke. And
do any Waterford players make your half back line, Dan?
Yeah, definitely Tomas. I'm going to go with definitely Dahi Burke, Tomas. I think he's been outstanding. He was absolutely outstanding all year, Tomas. And I suppose the way the championship went, it suited Tomas coming back from a crucial ligament injury. He just naturally filled back that number 6 spot. He was commanding. He was able to read the game. His knowledge of the game, his hurling brain is unbelievable, Tomas, and he's an automatic for number 6 for me on this All-Star team. He's a great player asked me one time, could he mark him? And he can do anything, Tomas. He can mark, he can cover, he can read the game. He has a fantastic hand, he has a fantastic attitude. To come through a crucial ligament and to have to come through another crucial ligament now, Tomas is going to take fair mental attitude and mental recovery. And no doubt that Dahi Burke is definitely number 6 for me. Dermot Burns is number 5 for me, Tomas. He had a great year for Limerick. He gets 2-3 points a game from play or frees. Struggled in the Munster final. I think Jack Pinder got a bit of trouble in the Munster final when he took him on, but the last 10-15 minutes of the game, he really the Limerick halfback and really came into the core and really won the game. But he gets number 5, and for me, number 7 is automatic choice, Kyle Hayes. Outstanding switch from John Kiley to put him wing back. He's been fantastic, Tomas, Kyle Hayes. His first game I think he started in the forwards. Next minute they put him wing back. Kiley took a bit of criticism, but Hayes he grew into that. And I've no doubt he'll be a Limerick number 6 in the future, whether it's next year or the year after. And that's my half back line, Tomas.
Yeah, Caleb Lyon's a little bit unlucky to miss out, Dan. He got 1-6 from play this year.
Very unlucky, Tomas. Had a great year, Caleb. He's a great young fella coming through. Had a fantastic game, had a fantastic year. But I just thought they were the 3 strongest in them positions, Tomas, consistently all year.
And plenty of contenders out in midfield, Dan. Jamie Barron is in the mix again for his 3rd award. We might see maybe Austin Gleeson moved out there, depending what way the selection process go. Who are the 2 that you've picked? Yeah, Tomas. I'll be honest with you, Tomas. I'm going to go with Will O'Donoghue for this for Woolham anyway, Tomas. Again, consistent, improved as the year went on. He's a big, strong 6'4" lad. He's powerful. He gets 1 or 2 points a game. He drives Limerick forward. I think he deserves it. So he does. Next one, just a bit of a question mark here, Tomas. Do you go with the lads that picked Tony Kelly, who has been nominated for midfield? But I'm going to give it to Jamie. I think Jamie Barron had a very good year, Tomas, for Waterford. Now, we probably struggled a bit in the All-Ireland final, but I think Will O'Donoghue's put on Jamie Barron for one reason, was to quieten him for the influence. But again, Jamie was fantastic all year for Waterford. So he was, and he gets the nod there for me, Tomas, Jamie and Will O'Donoghue. Yeah, what was Jamie like to work with, Dan, when you were in a selector with Derek McGrath? Yeah, Tomas, boy, he was absolutely a gem. Like all the lads were, Tomas. But for me, Jamie, he's the engine of the team, Tomas. He on his day, and he doesn't have many bad days. He drives Waterford forward. When we were there, he was a leader. You could find the two goals he got against Cork, the goal against Kilkenny. That's what Jamie brings. And to be honest, I thought they might actually switch him. I knew probably Will O'Donoghue was going to pick him up in the Ireland final. Maybe if they started, maybe centre forward or wing forward to see what they would have done. It would have been interesting, But again, Jamie, I think just gets the nod from me there over Keane Lynch maybe or one or two other lads around midfield. So I'm speaking to former Waterford hurler Dan Shanahan ahead of the 2020 All-Star Awards on Saturday night. And Dan, the forward line is next up. Stephen Bennett, Desi Hutchinson, Austin Gleeson and Jack Fagan are the Waterford nominees. Who are your first 3 picks up front? The Lord Hegarty, Tomas, has to get number 10. The driving force of Limerick this year, he was absolutely outstanding. The
some people have said to me, big fellas can't hurl. By God, he's 6'5" and he can hurl, Tomas. He's powerful on the ground. He's powerful. He's speed. He's deceptive. He's so fast on the ground as well. But I was reading an article there lately, Tomas, that maybe that he took a step back from the training this year to allow his body to recover and build on his speed. I think he's worked the show for Grow this year. He was fantastic consistently all year. And any puck out Nicky Quaid had was on top of him, or his movement, Tomas, like people don't understand this. His movement, he's named him number 10, but he got a lot of his scores from number 12 side, up and down the wing there. He just the Limerick forwards know where they're going to be. But a pleasure to watch Tomas, when he's on the ball, and what a powerful man, and deserves number 10. I've gone for Tony Kelly, Tomas. He has to come in there somewhere for me, and I think he absolutely drove clear on this year. I'm not a big fan of making switches. Like, he's nominated midfield, Tomas. Should he get picked midfield is the question. But I just think with the lads that are midfield had good years. I put Tony Kelly into forward, Tomas, just to get him into the forwards, because he was absolutely outstanding for Clare. The scores he got, his poetry in motion, it's just a pleasure to watch Tomas when he's on the ball. As I said, he's worth the injury-free, Tomas. He's just so casual on the ball. Injury did hurt him, I suppose, against Waterford. But having said that, Caleb Lyons had a great game on him. But again, for me, Brian Lohan really needs Tony Kelly flying. He needs a bit of help up there, and I think Tony Kelly is definitely has to be on the All-Star team, Tomas. On the other side, Tomas, I have Tom Morrissey, fantastic leader. Fantastic man. Like Hegarty, able to take his own scores, lay off the ball. Massive engine, Tomas. Again, under puck out strong. And I tell you one thing, Tomas, you probably won't get a better half hour than that.
No, absolutely not. Garrod Hegarty, Tony Kelly, and Tom Morrissey. Who makes up the rest of your attack, Dan?
Yeah, Stephen Bennett, Tomas has to get one in the full forward night. For me, he's been outstanding for Waterford. So he has his leadership has really came since Paulie got injured. He was on the freeze. He's 9 out of 10 man on the freeze. But for me, Tomas, was his discipline. He has really improved his discipline on the field. It's as easy, right, Stephen, sometimes when he's not going well. But to me, he was outstanding for Waterford this year. But that doesn't surprise me, Tomas. He's a great player, great lad. When Waterford were in trouble against Kilkenny, he really set up that goal. That goal really turned the tide for Waterford, and I think he definitely deserves his first All-Star, and please God, there's plenty more to come from Stephen, but again, Tomas, he was excellent for Waterford this year in every game he's played.
And the last two slots, Dan.
You have to put TJ Reid in there, Tomas. Again, fantastic. You see one of the best hurlers ever, definitely. He's just unbelievable, Tomas. Again, another lad you pay whatever you have to pay to go in and watch and play. And I'd love to see these lads training, Tomas, because he does what he does in training. From what I've been told, that he does in matches. He just, what a man in the air, Tomas. When Kilkenny are under pressure, Owen Murphy knows where to go, know where TJ is. He's hurling brain, Tomas. If Donnelly wins the ball, that TJ Reid is behind him, or if Fogarty wins the ball at centre back, that he's TJ Reid isn't far away from him to take that short ball and put it over the bar. He's a real team player. He's a joy to watch, Tomas, and I think he has to be in there. And I went to Aaron Gillan, Tomas. I think in the corner again, he's been another great year for Limerick. He's probably a lone player inside. He plays inside on his own, and again, he trouble any fella. Now, he frustrates me sometimes, Tomas, personally, because he shoots from angles that maybe there's other lads in better positions that he could give the ball to. But again, he had a fantastic year, Tomas. The scores he gets from play, Tomas, and the sideline there in Croke Park, they're immense. And I think when Limerick and Gillan are going well, Limerick seem to win. And look, there's a lot of lads. I think Austin is very unlucky, Tomas. To be honest with you, I think Brian Concannon and Galway is very unlucky. Cathal Mannion, I think, Tomas, would have been a certainty if he didn't get injured against Limerick. There's so many lads there that I mentioned, that are very unlucky, Tomas. But again, I think I've picked a fairly good 15, Tomas, to be honest with you.
Yeah, Dan, you've 8 from Limerick, 4 Waterford, and 1 each from Galway, Clare and Kilkenny. And just to give listeners a rundown of it once again, Stephen O'Keefe between the posts. The six backs, Sean Finn, Dan Morrissey, Dahi Burke, Diarmid Burns, Ty de Burka and Kyle Hayes. It's a midfield pairing of Will O'Donoghue and Jamie Byrne. And your six forwards, Dan, Garrod Hegarty, Tony Kelly, Tom Morrissey, Stephen Bennett, TJ Reid and Aaron Gillan. So a first all-star, fingers crossed, going back to Ballysaggart and Stephen Bennett.
Yeah.
The big one, Dan, Hurler the year, the award you accepted in 07. Tony Kelly, Stephen Bennett, Garrod Hegarty, the three in contention. Who have you gone for?
Like, let me hard to stay Stephen Bennett Tomas, to be honest with you, but I think Hegarty's going to get it, his display in the Ireland semi-final, or Ireland final, Tomas, was unbelievable. He's been consistent from day one. The first game, bad night of blow against Tipperary in Páirc Uí Chaoimh, he was outstanding. And that's not saying Stephen Bennett hasn't, or Tony Kelly hasn't either. The three boys, Tomas, have been outstanding for their counties. These are real leaders on the field. But for me, Garrod Hegarty barely gets the nod over Stephen Bennett. It'd be great to have another Hurler of the year coming across to the west of Waterford. Tomas, to be fantastic for his club and for Stephen himself. But I just pray that he might get it. But I'm going. My heart is going for Stephen, but my head is saying Garrod Hegarty.
Yeah, I think Garrod Hegarty is definitely favourite. And I think 20 points from play. It's a big haul. 7 in the All Ireland final. So Garrod Hegarty is Dan Shanahan's choice for Hurler of the year. And one more question, Dan. I'm sure you'll be keeping your fingers crossed that your clubmate Irla Daly can win Young Hurler of the year. He's up against Jake Morris of Tipperary and Owen Cody from Kilkenny. Can you give us a sense of what he's like to play with in Lismore?
Yeah, great lad, Tomas. Absolutely fantastic lad. So he's a joy. When I was involved training him last year, Lismore, he when he comes to the field, he's willing to listen to us. When you have a young lad who's willing to listen, and Waterford have a lot of young lads there, Tomas, that are willing to listen. He's one lad that wants to get better. Caleb Lyons is another lad. Jack Pender's is another lad. 3 young lads that will get better, Tomas. Please God, Daisy Hutchison, another lad. Who we haven't mentioned as well, Tomas. Them lads will get better for next year and for the Waterford future. But Irla is a great lad. He just needs to be injury free. Tomas, he got injured this year at the wrong time, I think. But when he came onto the field for Waterford, Tomas, he was immense. They'd come on for Toig and to settle in there, it was outstanding. But that doesn't surprise me, Tomas. I have the honour of training this young lad above Lismore, and his attitude is A1. As I said, he wants to get better. He will get better, Tomas, but he just needs to stay injury-free and find a position that he's comfortable in, whether it's the wing-back or centre-back, Tomas. But he's a real good lad, Tomas, a lovely lad off the field. Great parents, so he has great brothers. Cork is another lad that's going to be coming through the next couple of years as well, but great lads. But again, he's a joy to be involved with, a joy to train, and a joy to play with. He probably up against the Tomas, to be honest with the Kilkenny lads, but I hope for Lismore's sake, obviously, and for himself, that he gets the nod.
Yeah, it could be another big night down in Lismore, Dan. 2007 Hurler of the Year, Dan Shanahan. Thanks so much for your time today, and enjoy the All-Star Saturday night.
Thanks, Tomas, very much.
Now you're hurling. Lorna Porca with Tomas McCarthy on WLR.